How are you feeling going into the game?
I'm feeling good. I mean, this is a great team we're playing against for sure. But I mean, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good test for us having them coming here and just giving them our best shot.
You're one of the players that played against them last year. What do you see as one of the key differences between last year's team and this year's team?
I think maybe last year we weren't, I guess, necessarily expecting what happened. Maybe we weren't like, I'm not sure how to describe it exactly, but I just think we weren't ready for the moment. I think this time around we have a little more experience with the returners from last year's team that had to go through that. So I think now we're ready to go. We know what to expect.
How much do you guys look back at last year's game as motivation?
I mean, that definitely was a tough one for us, and it's something that we had to learn a lot from. It was a big challenge. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely learning from that, trying to get a little revenge, but we're just going to do everything we can to hopefully win the game.
When you talk about last year not being ready for the game, do you think that was intimidation? Was it not? Was it taking the game too lightly? What do you think that was?
I'm not sure, to be honest. They just jumped on us from the start, and we just didn't punch back until really the second half. Yeah, I just don't know if we were. I'm not sure really how to describe it.
How does their size look inside?
They're great. Yeah, they have great freshman bigs coming in all the time. They're extremely athletic, very long with their big guys, and I think that'll be a good test for us too. Just getting to the rim and trying to create fouls and get good shots.
What is going to make it different this year, as far as mentality, that the same thing doesn't happen again?
I think we know what to expect this time around for sure. They're a great team, and I think we're ready to go. We're fired up. It's going to be a fun game for sure and a good test for us. So I'm really looking forward to it.
How much have you watched on their 7-foot center? He's got a really good outside game, just like you do, with a jump shot. How much have you kind of game planned for guarding him?
Not too much so far, to be honest. We're going to get in the film room today and watch a ton of stuff and get ready for all that. But I haven't seen him too much except for their game last night. So yeah, I think today is going to be a big preparation day for us.
What do you remember from last year's game against Kentucky?
Try to forget, honestly. But those guys, they just played their butts off, I guess. They weren't missing, and on the other end, we were missing, and we weren't getting stops. And I think this year, kind of changed. We've been emphasizing, transition points, getting stops, and I think we're getting better at that. So that'd be our main focus.
How does the mentality of the team kind of feel different this week compared to this time a year ago?
I think all the guys are prepared. We got to check them out yesterday and just, kind of see guys' tendencies and, kind of offense they run. I think guys are, they're prepared to play and we're ready.
What did you see in Kentucky yesterday when you were watching it?
I kind of just seen, they got a lot of the guards. I know the kid, Ulyss, he was out, but so we didn't really get to see him with, their full team. But, they're just, guard, push it, probe, try to get good looks. And obviously they have the players to do so. And then we just got to maintain and make sure we limit them to one shot.
Kansas kind of got the best of you a week ago or so. Do you guys feel you need a win over like a top 10 caliber team at some point?
Definitely. I mean, I feel like, just to come out and just play, regardless of whoever, is in front of us. Just playing the basketball that we're capable of playing. Kansas was kind of like, our first real test. Obviously we didn't, we were unsuccessful, but I think we learned from that a lot. And we're just looking forward to just continue to play. And, Kentucky's coming on Thursday. You ready for that?
I think it's expected to be a sellout on Thursday. I don't know if you've had that since maybe the Arizona game 2 years ago. What does that atmosphere do?
Definitely, especially as, it's our home gym. We've been to other sellouts at Arizona last year, and that kind of, brings the team to a higher level, gets guys energized and just ready to play.
What was it like last year in Chicago? It was kind of like there were a lot of Kentucky fans. What was the atmosphere like playing there?
Right, it's just like a away game, definitely. But it is what it is. I'm just looking forward to having our crowd come in and, rooting for us like it was in Chicago, rooting for Kentucky. So.
How important do you think turnover differential is going to be in this game specifically because of how good Kentucky's on-ball defense is and what you saw from them last night?
Definitely. Just can't turn it over. I mean, Coach always says value each possession, and I think we're doing a better job doing that. You know, just continue to work on that. Definitely will help. But that's one of the key and what he emphasizes as well, Coach. You know, just continue to value the ball and get good looks.
How much do you use last year's game against Kentucky as motivation?
Whenever you lose, you use it as motivation. It's just like any other team, you know. Gonzaga beat us too, so it's just that when teams beat you, you want to get a win from them so bad. I think that's just how it is. That's why conference play is so tough, because when you beat a team and you go back and play them again, they want to beat you so bad. And I feel like that's just the thing of being competitors. We are competitive, so we want to win.
How big of an impact do you see yourself making? I mean, they lost Karl Anthony Towns and Willie Cauley-Stein. Do you feel like you're going to make a big impact in this upcoming game?
I just come in, watch film, see what they do, see what I can maximize on, and just try to play hard and get my teammates going. I think that's one of the biggest things. We just got to get going early, and you know, playing off, having fun. I think that's one of the biggest things in big games. You got to have a lot of fun, because this is what college basketball is about. Two great programs going at it.
Kentucky's team last year obviously had a lot of talent. You guys also didn't come out that game as good as you've been playing for, I think, probably any other game that year. What do you think happened in that start, and why do you think it started out that way?
I mean, it's just basketball's a game of runs, and they made some big runs early, and it flushed us a little bit, and we weren't able to bounce back. But that's the game of basketball. We know that's the type of team they are. They're big, they have fun, and they play harder. So that's one of the big things we got to do.
Did you watch them on TV last night against Illinois State, and what did you pick up from that game if you did? Me and Bryce watched it together. So, you know, we watch, we scout. This is a big part of what we do at UCLA. So we just really like try to see what we can capitalize on, see what things we can do different than other teams, see what things teams made mistakes on, and things of that nature. It's a fun game. You know, we know those guys. I played with Alex Portis for 2 years, so you know, we know those guys. They know us.
How do you guys avoid that same kind of start you had last year against this team?
Well, I mean, obviously that was a special case last year. It was a lot different than pretty much any game you ever see in college basketball. So we don't expect it to be anything like that. Obviously, we were a little shell-shocked, you know, with how big they were last year, with how they're undefeated coming in. There's a lot of stuff going for them coming into that game, and we weren't ready to play yet, and we weren't ready to see that kind of caliber team yet. So I think with the guys being able to come back from the time last year where we had that game, it'll definitely help us.
What do you tell the guys who weren't in that game about how to prepare for something like this?
Just to make it like any other game. I think we did a bad job of that last year. We tried to hype it up a little bit too much, and we knew going in how good of a team they were, and I think that we kind of let that get to us, and we didn't know how good we were. So I think just telling the guys just to stick to what we know, stick to how we do things, and treat it like any other game. Go out and be ready to play, and act like it's just any other team.
Is Kentucky intimidated at all just because of all their talent?
Last year, I think you could say we were a little intimidated, more so just because of their size. You know, I mean, that was a huge basketball team. They started 2 7-footers, 6'10", and 6'6", 6'6". And they have a much different look this year. It's not anywhere near that. So we know how talented they are, and they got a lot of players back from last year that played in that game. So we know how good they are, but I wouldn't say we're intimidated by it.
Does playing an elite team like Kansas early help you in preparation for Kentucky?
Yeah, definitely, especially for our new guys. Last year, we got the chance to play a good Gonzaga team here before we went and played Kentucky, and I know that helped some of our guys. But it's good for the new guys to have a game like that under their belt for sure, and then for us veterans that we've played in games like this. You know, we've had many games against the best of the best, so it helps to play teams like that early in your career, early in the season.
With the game last year to start, how much do you think the unfamiliar atmosphere of playing in the United Center affected that start and made it as big as it was, and how much do you think it will help to be home this time with probably a sellout crowd?
Yeah, that's huge. It's huge to be able to have a team like this come to your place, come to Pauley. It's the 50th anniversary of Pauley. It's a gold out. We're going to get this place packed. It's going to be rocking. That's going to help us a lot. I know it's going to get us energized, and it's going to settle us down a little bit more and get us ready to play, I think.
Aside from last game, three-pointers have been down this year. You and Isaac are still the same shooters. So what do you think has contributed to that?
A lot of it's scouting. You know, obviously last year with the shooting that Isaac and I had last year, people have seen that. People have seen that tape, and they know that that's what we do. You know, we're good shooters. We're a good shooting basketball team. So it's adjustments that we have to make. We got to work harder to get open shots, and I think last game you saw a lot of improvements of the guard play working to get each other shots instead of trying to create our own, trying to work off each other and try to get each other shots instead of getting our own.
What are teams doing to try to limit your opportunities?
Just pressuring, taking away the three-point line, knowing that that's a lot of what we do is trying to get open threes for our good shooters. So obviously we're running a lot of the same stuff. We don't change that very much. We just got to work harder to get open shots.